Whenever I follow Bruce, I feel like I need to take a nap. He's just like, you guys just hang on, we're going. And you can tell he's got a big institution. They got this, I got that. But he does. In truthfulness, I've worked with Bruce now, I won't say how long because we're both getting a little long in the tooth, but just a passion for higher education. The guy who worked on the Denver School Foundation, chair of the Metro Board, chair of the Commission on Higher Education at the University of Colorado. So really a round of applause. Thank you, Bruce, for all you do for higher ed. This did get a lot easier when the Undersecretary decided to leave the department and go off and resume presidency in the California State University system. And so I won't offend you as much as I would had you been staying at the Department of Education. So I hope you'll take my comments in the spirit in which they're intended, which is really to address the three topics that we have. First, I wouldn't change anything, which sounds odd when you say, what three things would you change? And I would tell you, we are still the envy of the world. We have Chinese students. We have students from Saudi Arabia. We spent the morning yesterday with Saudi Arabia wanting to send students to Colorado Mesa University. We spent time over at their cultural attaché and talked about how come they want to come to our institutions of higher learning. We are still, in spite of statistics and horrible prognostications, we're still the envy of the world. We have the best higher education system ever seen on the face of this planet. Our campuses are free speech zones. Trust me, our students talk about whatever they want to talk about, whenever they want to talk about it, and wherever they want to talk about it, sometimes in my office. And they're very free to express themselves. Our faculty are the same, and our students are very comfortable disagreeing with their faculty and, unfortunately, with the president all too often. We try to stay focused. We steal ideas all the time from the University of Colorado, the clickers that Bruce mentioned. They're these clickers that you use in lectures. We use them on our campus because then as I'm giving a lecture, I can ask a question and I can ask students now, click one of these answers, and if they get it wrong at a high enough rate, I go back and recover what we just talked about. And so it's simple technology, but oftentimes very effective technology. And so we're always watching what the big dogs are doing to see how we can apply those in little old River City in western Colorado.
Dogs.
I'll also tell you, part of it is staying focused on what we do. We're a medium-sized institution. We carry a traditional 4-4 teaching load, which means our faculty teach 4 courses per semester, and I interview every faculty member that we hire. Not because we're going to debate whether they're great in their field, but we have a conversation about what our core values are at CMU, and that is we're a teaching institution. And we find we have, I think, 28 Fulbright scholars on our campus, and we find people who have a passion for teaching. They have a passion for interacting with students. They love the fact that 90% of our classes are 40 students or smaller, and so they can maintain that connection and increase that connection. And that's what our students tell us that they value, and I hope you've enjoyed getting to know them a little bit. Affordability, respectfully, I disagree. Our tuition increases the last 2 years as we lost 30% of our support from the state of Colorado have been less than 5%. We do that because we don't have deans. We're the only school in Colorado that doesn't have deans. Saved us about $750,000. We've gone to ground source heat exchange. I could go on and on and on about the various things we've done to manage costs, and you can, in fact, manage costs on campuses in this country. I gave you a handout just to give you some sense, and we talk about, you know, states are disinvesting, and they aren't disinvesting because they want to disinvest in higher education. If you flip it over, and I'm sorry, let me grab one. A good friend of mine, Brian Burnett, is the CFO at CU Colorado Springs, and he did this for his dissertation. And why it's no secret to anybody here is because Medicaid is eating state budgets. You just look at those lines, and in fact, our reach exceeds our grasp. And so the fact that we are investing in inordinate rates now, we had, in 2001, we had 270,000 people on Medicaid in Colorado. And in 2011, 597,000. With health care reform in 2014, we're going to go to a family of 4, $88,000 are eligible for subsidy under the exchanges. The rate of spend on Medicaid and public health is going to just absolutely stand on its tail. And that leads to the saddest slide in my career, which is in 10 years, we have, in fact, changed 100+ years of social contract in Colorado, which was, it used to be 75% of a student's cost was borne by the state of Colorado, 25% by students. That's inverted in 10 years. And the rate of change, according to the University of Denver, will simply accelerate, and about 2020 we will be to zero. So I think it's up to us to be innovative in terms of how we deal with those issues. So I would love to see that change. Not overly optimistic that that's going to reverse course. So I guess I go to my last point, and that is I really don't think we need a commission on higher education. And that saddens me because I served there with Bruce. I don't think we need a Department of Education in this city. I will tell you that we have 500, I'm not kidding you, if you look on the Commission on Higher Education's website, 500 accredited colleges and universities in Colorado as we speak today. Adam Smith, right? Perfect competition. Trust me, I'm looking down here at that 7 or 8 students that we brought. If they are unhappy with anything we do, they will be in my office months before either the Commission on Higher Ed or the U.S. Department of Higher Ed called to tell me we have a problem on our campus. If they think our cost is too high, if they think the quality of our instruction is too low, I will know. And you know how I will know? They might not even stop by my office on their way off campus to someplace else. They might not even let us know as they decide to go online to probably another 1,000 institutions that they have to choose from. So why it is that we need accountability, and I love the words we use, one man's accountability is another man's regulation, okay? And that's how I think Bruce and I agree. Accountability, you just want to stand up and say, what you really want to do is tell me what to do and how to fill out reports and how to spend the very, I think, limited money that we have. So we're a medium-sized institution out in rural Colorado, I think doing a reasonable job of educating students. We think that's indicated by the fact we are the fastest growing school in Colorado and have been for 5 years. We've grown by 40%, and we think that consumers, and students are consumers, in fact have the capacity to pick value. And we think the reason we're fast growing is because they're picking value and because we're doing something right out there. And I hope we get all wrapped around how bad it is, and I would ask our students to stand up as well as the students here from CU. And I will tell you, if you spent 5 minutes with these students, and I hope you get some time, Brittany, that means you too. These are wonderful students. This is who we get to spend time with every day. And they're not just the unusual students. Go ahead, you guys don't have to keep standing. It's embarrassing, right, when you stand up? But I would tell you, if you can't enjoy working on a campus, then you absolutely can't enjoy anything. These are wonderful representations of what our future is, and our future is very bright. We have the most talented young people coming up through colleges and universities in this country, and so it's something I get excited about, and they're a hoot. Like I said, they're a little irreverent sometimes, so you'll have to excuse them that. So I will stop. I can see the hook coming out, so I'm going to sit down.
Thank you. That was very